Are you ready to make something special today? I know how you like pom-poms. And of course, I understand why. Because they are just so different, sweet, unique, and so many different styles available. But if you already tried to make one, you probably realize how tricky it could be. And there are so many different methods how you can do it. That's why today I would like to show you how to make this beautiful cushion cover using my method, which I believe is quite easy and straightforward. I will reveal all my secrets. You will have close-up videos to make process smooth and easy. So have your sewing machines, beautiful fabrics and pom-poms ready, and let's get started. We already have pre-cut fabric, zips, cushion pads, of course our beautiful pom-poms. We will need our sewing machines, and I'm gonna use zip food. If to be honest, I hardly can imagine you can work with normal food, but you can try. I always use the zip one. And I have overlocker to work around the edges. But again, you can use zigzag on your sewing machines, or if you make projects for yourself, you can just skip this step and leave raw edges. That's absolutely fine. I hope you already watched some of my videos or master classes. There I explain in details how to cut the fabric the best way, how to measure the cushion pads. If you haven't, please feel free to do it. I have plenty of free videos or proper masterclass on making cushions. Let's go. First, we need to overlock or zigzag all 4 edges of our fabric. As I mentioned earlier, you can skip this step if you want. It's always a nice finished touch, but it's not necessary. All 4 edges. Step 2. Attach pom-poms to the front of our cushion cover. And I'm gonna use the zip foot. What we need to pay attention for. I usually allow 1.5 cm seam allowance all around the cushion cover. Our braid is quite thin. That's only 1 cm wide. That's why I will attach our trim about 5 mm from the edge. And the color of your thread. If you want, you can match it to pom-poms, but if to be honest, it doesn't really matter. You can't see it anyway, it will be inside of the cover. But if you want to be very precise, you can match the thread to your braid or pom-pom. We have our central mark. We start to work from the bottom of our cushion cover. Place trim about 5 mm from the edge. And we start stitching about 4-5 cm from the mark. When you approach the corner, you have 2 options. You can cut the braid near the corner and about 1 cm before and after it, especially if you have quite wide or thick trim. Or you can just simply place it around the corner like I've done with our trim, because it's such a thin and pretty soft. Leave the needle at the lower position. Put the feet up. Bend the trim. And continue stitching. This is the option 1, and if you want, you can cut the corners in advance. Probably it would be easier to work with, but I always leave it. And that's quite smooth corner when we turn our cushion later on. And the second option, we make a little snip near the corner, before it and after it. But make sure you don't cut the braid in half. At the bottom, you can simply overlap the trim near the central mark and continue stitching. And cut the excess. You can have extra stitch here if you want, just to keep these ends in place. That's the easiest way. If you want to complete your pom-poms more professionally, we are near our central mark again. So just have a look, and we have one extra pom-pom which we will cut, and before we just overlap, but now we can join it near our central mark. Here is the front of our cushion cover. I would recommend to iron all around. And have your second piece with you. Step 3. Prepare the zip gap. We need to join the front of our cover with the back. Place it face to face. Pay attention where is the top and where is the bottom of your cushion cover, and we will prepare our gap at the bottom. We just need to pin two pieces together at the bottom only. Using your erasable pen or chalk, you can mark the gap for your zip, usually about 5-6 centimeters from the edges. Make sure your gap is big enough to insert your cushion pad later on. Here is a tricky bit. I know it's only 5 centimeters from the edge, but try to stitch it very carefully and make sure you stitch behind the trim so you can't see the pom-pom braid on the face side. Let's see. We have our gap for zip ready at the bottom of the cushion cover. And step 4, attach the zip. I will show you the process, but if you would like to see more detailed instructions and videos, I will leave the link at description to this video. Step 5, stitching 3 remaining sides together. This bit can be quite tricky. You need to make sure the pom-poms aren't caught in the seam while the braid is covered properly. I will show you my little trick. You can place a temporary pin, and I use a running stitch as a guide. Feel for the braid through the fabric. And place the running stitch just above it. And you need to continue all around 3 sides of our cushion. Or if you have thinner fabric, you probably even can see your braid through the fabric. Carefully work around the corner. And later I will place the pins to hold it in place. We have our running stitch around 3 sides. I use the pins. Usually I place pins vertically to keep fabric in place. And we will use our zip foot to stitch around, following the running stitch. What we need to do now, that's remove our running stitch. I used the contrast thread for purpose, so it's quite visible and easy to remove. What we need to do now, let's turn our cover inside out and check if we are happy with our stitching. I'm pretty sure you still can see the braids somewhere. You need carefully to check all around the cushion cover, and that's pretty good here. As you can see the pom-pom, but you can't see the braid. But here I have a little bit of green braid showing through. I will show you closer in a minute. All what you need to do, that's basically just mark it or hold here, turn around, and it will be from here till there. And you just stitch this gap one more time, taking about 1-2 millimeters from your previous stitch. Does it make sense? our beautiful and quite unique kitchen cover has been made. All what we need to do now, that's iron on the both sides. And insert our cushion pad. Just roll it a little bit and carefully place inside. I always check that corners in the right position. So basically corner go to the corner. And carefully close the zip. Again, make sure pom-poms not on your way. The label. Done. And if you would like to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on the Instagram, Kott Soft Furnishings. You can find all links in the description, and have happy sewing!